It was Tuesday, a normal, boring Tuesday, until the sky over the North Sea erupted. A German Air Force Eurofighter Typhoon, pride of the fleet, simply came apart. Not a crash, not an explosion. The jet began to glow, pulsing orange against the clouds. Fishermen watched as the Typhoon melted mid-air, its sleek lines sagging, the airframe softening like wax. This wasn't an engine fire or a missile strike, it was something else, something that broke the rules of physics. Imagine being the pilot. One moment, master of a supersonic beast, the next your world is melting. Cockpit alarms blared, temperature gauges soared, and the very skeleton of the jet surrendered to impossible heat. Eyewitnesses saw pieces sloughing off, not breaking but peeling away in molten sheets. The trail left behind shimmered with superheated metal, a funeral pyre in the sky. Then silence. The jet vanished into the sea, leaving only shaky videos and a question mark over Europe. What could do this? What force could turn a state-of-the-art fighter into molten slag in seconds? Search and rescue teams scrambled, but they weren't just looking for a pilot or a black box. They were searching for an answer to a question no one had ever asked. The world was left speechless, staring at the impossible. This wasn't an accident. Accidents have reasons. This was a violation. The laws of physics had been rewritten, if only for a moment. All that remained were stories, fragments, and fear. The Typhoon was gone, but the mystery had just begun. The sky, once predictable, now held secrets, and Europe, for the first time in decades, felt vulnerable. The world demanded answers, but the only thing certain was that nothing would ever be the same. The official story, a masterpiece of understatement. The German Ministry of Defense called it an incident, as if a jet melting mid-air was routine. They mentioned catastrophic structural failure and an uncontrolled thermal event. Translation: it got hot and fell apart. The pilot ejected. His condition is a secret. The flight path tells its own story. Rhino 4 took off, flew a standard patrol, then veered wildly and vanished. Tracking data disappeared from public view. The jet fought itself, its systems unable to correct the chaos. The wreckage is baffling, warped, discolored, crystalline. Metallurgists are stumped. One leaked report said, "Oh, it's like the metal forgot it was supposed to be metal." This isn't crash analysis, it's alchemy. What do we know? £100 million jet is gone, destroyed by heat no one can explain. The official story is thin, designed to calm, but it only fuels suspicion. Experts call it unprecedented and deeply disturbing. The facts are few, but the implications are enormous. Into the void of information, speculation rushes in. Jets don't just melt, they're built to survive hellish temperatures. The inside of a jet engine hits over 2,000 degrees Celsius. The airframe is designed for supersonic friction. For a jet to melt, you need energy off the charts, far beyond an engine fire or missile. A missile shreds metal. It doesn't cook the whole jet from the inside out. This was a sustained, high-energy event affecting the entire airframe. To do this, you'd need to excite the molecules of the metal itself. Science fiction territory. Directed energy, high-powered microwaves, something we don't even have a name for. The power required is staggering, like a small nuclear reactor, not a weapon. Investigators are lost, their rulebooks are useless. The melting of Rhino 4 isn't just a tragedy, it's a technological mystery that shakes our understanding of warfare. And it leaves the world asking, what could possibly do this? You can't ignore China in this conversation. Beijing has invested heavily in asymmetric warfare, finding ways to cripple enemies without firing a shot. Directed energy and electronic warfare are at the heart of their strategy. Could China have built a weapon like this? It sounds like science fiction, but the evidence is mounting. US pilots have reported symptoms of directed energy exposure. Satellites have been dazzled by lasers. China has paraded microwave weapons. Is it such a leap to imagine a more powerful version mounted on a ship or satellite? The motive is clear: send a message to NATO. Your billion-dollar jets are vulnerable. Of course, there's no smoking gun. China will deny everything, offer sympathy and move on. But the timing, the method, the ambition, it all fits. Was the melting of Rhino 4 the first shot in a new kind of war? The official silence is deafening, but behind closed doors, experts are terrified. A former RAF commander told me, if this is true, everything we have in the air is a sitting duck. Air superiority, the cornerstone of modern warfare, could be a myth. If an invisible weapon can pluck jets from the sky, the global balance of power is at risk. Denials from governments are getting louder, but so is the panic. The UK quietly grounds jets for safety checks while insisting all is well. This is a known unknown. Something happened that shouldn't have, and no one knows what. Dr. Arati Singh, defense analyst, says, "The problem isn't the loss of one jet, it's the variable we can't account for." Military planning is about calculating risk. How do you plan for a weapon you can't detect? It's a crisis of confidence, more damaging than any bomb. The fear of the unknown is the most potent weapon of all. The experts are worried, and that should worry us all. The world is on edge. This didn't happen in a vacuum. There's a pattern. Remember Havana syndrome? US diplomats hit by mysterious energy weapons. US warships in the South China Sea have suffered sudden power failures, GPS chaos, and bizarre collisions. Official explanations always fall short, leaving doubt and fear. Each incident is a subtle message. Your technology isn't safe. It's geopolitical gaslighting, causing chaos, then denying everything. The melting of Rhino 4 feels like an escalation. Attacks on diplomats were a test. Interference with ships was a demonstration. This is a declaration. The pattern is clear. A coordinated campaign, years in the making. We may have just witnessed its most devastating move yet. The world is waking up to a new kind of warfare. July 9th, 2025. We're staring into a technological abyss. A German jet destroyed by an unknown force. The official story is a smokescreen. Defense experts admit we're facing a threat we don't understand. The pattern points east and Beijing's silence is deafening. Was this a one-off or the new normal? Is every flight now at risk? The investigation will continue, but you can't find a radio wave in wreckage. The stakes are existential. Our way of life depends on technological superiority. This incident shakes that foundation to its core. Tensions between NATO and China are boiling. Every move is fraught with risk. Expect more denials, more secrecy, and a secret arms race in the shadows. For now, we're left with the image of a jet melting in the sky. A brutal reminder that the wars of the future may be fought with forces we barely comprehend. And the first casualty is our sense of security.